What is Ixora Maui Red? Ixora Maui Red is a cultivar of Ixora coccinea, known for its vibrant clusters of red flowers and glossy green foliage. It is prized for its ornamental value and is commonly used in landscapes and gardens to add color and tropical flair. Maui Red versus Yellow Ixora. I've grown Maui Red Ixora in my garden, and I love how its vibrant red blooms really stand out against the greenery. The Yellow Ixora, on the other hand, adds a sunny, cheerful touch to my space, but I've noticed it's a bit less robust in our climate compared to the red variety. Is Maui Red Ixora a perennial? Yes, Maui Red Ixora is a perennial shrub in suitable climates, meaning it can live for several years and bloom annually under the right conditions. Is Maui Red Ixora poisonous to dogs? Ixora plants, including Maui Red Ixora, are not listed as toxic to dogs by the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, ASPCA. However, ingestion may still cause gastrointestinal upset in pets, so it's best to monitor them around the plant. Here's a guide on how to plant your Ixora Maui Red and help it thrive in your garden. Timing. The best time to plant Ixora Maui Red is ideally in late spring or early fall. This allows the plant to establish its root system before the harshest weather conditions, extreme heat or cold. Location. Sunlight. Ixora Maui Red prefers full sun to partial shade. Full sun, ideal for most climates, promoting good growth and abundant blooms. However, afternoon shade can be beneficial in very hot climates to prevent scorching. Soil. Ixora Maui Red prefers moist, well-draining, slightly acidic soil, pH between 5.5 and 6.5. Here's how to check and amend your soil. Soil pH. Test your soil's pH level using a soil test kit. If your soil is not acidic enough, you can amend it with peat moss, composted pine needles, or other organic matter that will help lower the pH. Drainage. If your soil is heavy clay, amending it with compost or other organic matter, or planting in raised beds, can improve drainage. Planting. Dig a hole. Dig a hole that is 2 to 3 times wider and deeper than the root ball of your Ixora Maui Red. Loosen the soil. Loosen the soil around the edges of the hole to encourage root growth. Amend the soil. If necessary, if your soil is not acidic or well-drained enough, mix some compost, peat moss, or other organic matter into the soil you dug out of the hole. Position the plant. Carefully remove the plant from its container and gently place it in the center of the hole. Ensure the root crown, the area where the stem meets the roots, sits slightly above the surrounding soil level. Backfill the hole. Fill the hole back in with the amended soil mixture, gently tamping it down to remove air pockets. Water thoroughly. Water the plant deeply to settle the soil around the roots and ensure proper hydration. Aftercare. Watering. Water your Ixora Maui Red regularly, especially during the first growing season and during hot, dry spells. The soil should be consistently moist, but not soggy. Here's a simple way to check moisture. Stick your finger into the top inch of soil. If it feels dry to the touch, it's time to water. Mulching. Apply a layer of mulch, around 2 to 3 inches deep, around the base of the plant to retain moisture, regulate soil temperature, suppress weeds, and protect the roots from extreme temperatures. Use mulch like shredded bark, pine needles, or wood chips. Fertilizing. You may not need to fertilize frequently, especially if your soil is rich in nutrients. However, a balanced fertilizer formulated for flowering shrubs applied in early spring and again in midsummer can be beneficial. Follow the package instructions for dosage and application. Pruning. Routine pruning is not necessary but can be done to maintain size and shape, encourage bushier growth, or remove dead, diseased, or damaged branches. Prune lightly after flowering has finished, using sharp, sterilized pruning shears. Additional tips. Ixora Maui Red is generally pest and disease resistant, but watch out for common garden problems like mealybugs or scales. Insecticidal soap or neem oil solution can be used for control if needed. Fertilize with a fertilizer containing iron occasionally to prevent iron deficiency, which can cause yellowing leaves. Enjoy the beautiful red blooms of your Ixora Maui Red throughout the summer and fall. How tall is Ixora Maui Red? Ixora Maui Red typically grows to a height of 3 to 6 feet and spreads about 3 to 5 feet wide at maturity. However, actual height may vary depending on growing conditions and pruning practices. How to plant Ixora Maui Red in North Texas. In North Texas, plant Ixora Maui Red in a location with well-draining soil and full to partial sun exposure. Ensure the soil is rich in organic matter and maintain consistent moisture levels, especially during hot, dry periods. Mulch around the base of the plant to retain soil moisture and protect the roots from temperature fluctuations. Is Ixora Maui Red dwarf? Ixora Maui Red is not considered a dwarf variety. While it may be smaller in stature compared to some other Ixora cultivars, it still grows to a moderate height and width, making it suitable for hedges, borders, or container planting.